The glorious standard last to heaven they spread, with Peter's keys ennobled and his crown, with it 7,000 stout Camillo had, embattled in walls of iron brown. In this adventure and occasion, glad so to revive the Romans' old renown, or prove at least to all of wiser thought, their hearts were fertile land, although unwrought. But now was past every regiment, each band, each troop, each person worth regard, when Godfrey with his lords to council went, and thus the Duke his princely will declared. I will, when day next clears the firmament, our ready host in haste be all prepared, closely to march to Sion's noble wall, unseen, unheard, or undescried at all. Prepare you then for travel strong and light, fierce to the combat, glad to victory. And with that word and warning soon was dight, each soldier, longing for near coming glory, impatient be they of the morning bright, of honor so them pricked the memory. But yet their chieftain had conceived a fear within his heart, but kept it secret there. For he by faithful spile was assured that Egypt's king was forward on his way, and to arrive at Gaza old procured a fort that on the Assyrian frontiers lay. Nor thinks he that a man to wars inured will aught forslow, or in his journey stay, for well he knew him for a dangerous foe. And herald called he then, and spake him so: Apinus, take thee swift as shaft from bow, and speed thee, Henry, to the Greekish main. There should arrive, as I by letters know, from one that never aught reports in vain, a valiant youth, in whom all virtues flow, to help us this great conquest to obtain. The Prince of Danes he is, and brings to war a troop with him from under the Arctic star. And for I doubt the Greekish monarch sly will use with him some of his wonted craft, to stay his passage or divert awry elsewhere his forces. His first journey laughed, my herald good and messenger well try, see that these succours be not us bereft, but send him thence with such convenient speed as with his honour stands and with our need. Return not thou, but Lxiv-Lxxii stay behind, and move the Greekish prince to send us aid. Tell him his kingly promise doth him bind to give us succours, by his covenant made. This said, and thus instruct, his letter signed the trusty herald took, nor longer stayed, but sped him thence to done his lord's behest, and thus the Duke reduced his thoughts to rest. Aurora bright, her crystal gates unbarred, and bridegroom-like forth stepped the glorious sun, when trumpets loud and clarions shrill were heard, and every one to rouse him fierce begun. Sweet music to each heart for war prepared, the soldiers glad by heaps to harness run. So if with drought endangered be their grain, poor ploughmen joy when thunders promise rain. Some shirts of mail, some coats of plate put on, some donned a cuirass, some a corslet bright, and halbert some, and some a habergeon. So every one in arms was quickly dight, his wonted guide each soldier tends upon. Loose in the wind wave their banners light, their standard royal toward heaven they spread, the cross triumphant on the pagans dead.